Once we hit the drop point, we split up. Jackie and I will come in from the south, you two from the west. Rendezvous here, the north entrance.
Then what? A simple pick up and go?
We bag him if he resists.
Resistance might be more possible than you think.
Don't sweat it. It comes to that, Sub-Zero won't know what hit him.
The forward defenses stand down as you command, Grandmaster.
It is confirmed. 4 intruders.
It is time to entertain our guests.
All right, I've got point. You and Jin, that side. Move! Ready? Damn it, Jin.
You! I need to...
You are not welcome here. State your intentions.
Grandmaster, we need you to come with us. My name is Sergeant...
You demand my cooperation, yet you are cut off, surrounded. What will you do?
My father always spoke highly of you, Sub-Zero. He wants to talk.
Talking. Always his first choice.
Okay, let's try pummeling. Now!
Wait!
Cassandra Cage. You lead this group, but they do not follow. What would your mother do?
Stop wasting time and take you down.
Alright, what's up guys? Seven here back again with another episode of Let's Play Mortal Kombat X. So in today's episode we're doing Chapter 3, taking on Sub-Zero, or you playing as Sub-Zero. And to go over what I mentioned back in part 2 when I was talking about Rain. Alright, so it was in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. The two main characters in that game, whose names I forgot, was Taven and Dagon. The whole goal for that game was both brothers were reaching to defeat Blaze as a part of a contest that their parents made up. Their father, what was his name? Argus, who was a demigod, who was an elder god, and then their mother, who was a sorceress of Edenia, made the competition in order to do it.
My mother taught me that.
So Rain, we also brought him up too, how he said he's the son of Argus, so that is actually true as well. He is Taven's and Dagon's half-brother, so he is technically another son of Argus, but Taven and Dagon were the ones that were more favored for it, so that's why they're the main ones and why he's just like kind of an afterthought. But that was all rebooted when it came to MK9's remake, and in that one, his backstory was remade, and in his non-canon like arcade, he was made into Raiden's sons, quote unquote, but that's an arcade ending, so don't take that too seriously.
You are more like your mother than you think. Your power should have revealed my intention, Takahashi Takeda. No doubt Kenshi taught you how to use them.
My father taught me a lot, Grandmaster.
Let us see.
Alright, so now we're taking on Takeda, who is a new character into the series introduced in this game along with Jin. He is Kenshi's son, and we learn a little bit more about him as we take control of him later on when we're in control of him in his chapter. So I won't go too deep into him. Same thing with Kung Jin. In fact, I believe Kung Jin is like the very next one that we have to do. So we'll talk more about him then, and we'll actually figure out a little bit about these two since they're both brand new. Same thing with actually the whole like team that we have here. Cassie Cage, daughter of Johnny and Sonia. Jackie Briggs, Jax's daughter. Takeda, who is Kenshi's son, and then Kung Jin, who is the cousin of Kung Lao. So these guys are all new characters who are meant to, like, you know, welcome in like the new generation of combatants as they take the mantle as like their parents are getting older and will soon retire, hence Johnny's speech too. And in which one? We won't be playing as Cassie or Jackie for like a long time until like closest to the end. And then Kung Jin, like I said, his is like, I believe his like the very next chapter. But we're about to go ahead and finish off Takeda, who actually has a decent combat style, just really annoying with all the like setup you have to do for it.
You are not your father. Not yet.
Damn it.
You announced your arrival, Jacqueline Briggs.
Specialist Briggs.
Yes, military decorum is important in your family.
If you know my father, you know me. Thought you and he were friends.
Our histories share a dark chapter.
Alright, so now we're taking on Jackie Briggs. Like I said before, she is Jax's daughter, and for the most part, like, when this game was introduced, there was kind of like a love-hate relationship with both Jackie and Cassie. Probably because, like, they honestly almost feel like carbon copies of their parents. And that's equally prevalent in Jackie's one because of her fighting style almost trying to mirror Jax's in terms of the way they have her set up as, like, you know, a melee brawler with like those metal enhancements on her arms to kind of like represent that, oh, this is how you know this is Jax's daughter because she's fighting like him and she has these metal gauntlets on her arms and attacks in a similar fashion that he does. And honestly, like, for the most part, like, I understand that, and as long as it doesn't go too like deep into, like, you know, we're trying to show like this is this character's daughter by making them almost like a miniature version of them to try to like have them stand out, but at the same time they do have quirks that are similar to their parents, but that doesn't make them exactly like their parents. They have their own quirks and natures that are similar and different that follow within that family line, but also separates them.
Do not judge yourself harshly, Specialist Briggs.
Feint. Bravo.
Kung Jin, you should rally your companions rather than mock your superiors.
I'll remember that, in case I ever meet one.
Alright, so now we're into Kung Jin. He does not follow the same type of statement that I meant towards Jackie and Cassie. In terms of, like, you know, he is Kung Lao's cousin, but he doesn't fight in a similar fashion. Instead, his whole thing revolves around archery, as well as utilizing his bow as a staff too. He still shares the kind of same cocky nature, but as we get deeper into his chapter and learn more about him, it is actually like surprisingly like I want to say like more interesting and more in depth than the others ones are, in terms of like this is the first time, at least from what I've seen so far from the MK characters. I haven't gone too deep in the other ones' history and whatnot, but Kung Jin is actually, I believe it's canonic that he is that he's actually a homosexual character. In terms of like, he'll mention it later on during his chapter, or at least Raider will make a short allusion to it. but I'm pretty sure that he is. I can't say 100% because it was just a slight thing and I haven't played too deep into it, but I'm pretty sure he is. And I'm only giving small snippets just because I'm not fully accustomed to it.
False bravado does not suit you.
Any ideas?
Sub-Zero, let's talk.
That opportunity has passed.
Got a new plan, Cage?
You could have followed the old one, Jin. You're gonna catch hell if you kill us.
Yes, I suppose so. Chuo Dangjin!
That worked? This was all a
training exercise.
damn. I should have seen it.
You and your friend show much promise, Cassandra Cage. But until you function as one, you will fall short.
So other than that, you enjoyed your visit?
The Lin-Kuei shredded us.
You maybe.
I see plenty of frozen boot prints on your ass, too.
Come on now. You're all winners in my book. New orders from General Blade. Priority 1, Outworlders. Here in Earthrealm.
An invasion?
Couldn't be.
You're not afraid, are you, Mr. Cage? Outworlders, I can handle. So when did they show up?
The portal opened by the docks a few hours ago. Nearly 5,000 in all. Refugees from the Outworld Civil War.
Must be bad if they risked coming to Earthrealm.
After you.
Do not dwell on your encounter with the Lin-Kuei, son.
Pretty hard not to.
Thanks, Kenshi. Could you and Mr. Cage join us? Sergeant Cage, you and your team as you were.
This is Li-Mei. She seeks asylum for her people in Earthrealm.
Our village, Sundo, was the epicenter of a fierce battle. We barely escaped with our lives.
Such is war. I mean, no offense, but you Outworlders kind of live for that, right?
This was different. The rebels, Melina, had a weapon unlike anything. Entire battalions erased. It was not honorable, not combat.
Tell me more about the weapon.
A talisman, gold, with a center jewel. Melina wields its crimson energy without precision.
Well, that's good then.
Not now, Sergeant Cage.
It is enough that she possesses it. It turns the tide in her favor. The Emperor grows desperate, and those caught in the middle pay the price.
If this talisman is what I suspect it to be, we may all pay a price.
We talking about Shinnok's amulet?
Can't be. The base, the vault, your wardings. SF, Shaolin, no way anyone can get past all that.
I must be certain.
Well, this is cozy.
You remind me of an Earthrealmer who crossed over with us. He also found humor in everything.
Handsome guy, right?
He was an Earthrealmer. One of his eyes glowed red.
What does she mean?
Kenshi, continue with Li-Mei. I'm going to the refugee camp. Gotta get to him before he finds a way out.
I'll come with.
Go get an update on camp security from Colonel Flagg.
Why?
Because then you won't be here.
Are we with you?
No. I need to confirm with Kotal Khan that Li Mei's story is true. You and your team are going to Outworld.